Hello, this video is going to be an install and a quick showcase of Hellfire Kindle Sandwich 1.2 from Hell. We're going to show you how to install using TWRP recovery. This is assuming that you already have your Kindle Fire rooted with a custom ROM. In this case we'll be using the TWRP recovery. However, you can probably use Clockwork mod. However, I've heard the TWRP does a lot better, so that's what I stuck with. Right now the Kindle is off. It's not doing anything. We're going to start from power off. And we'll go ahead and hit the power button there. Get a green light, let it go. That comes up. Press it again, hold it. Goes orange, let it go. And I'll pop up the fire symbol again before it pops into recovery. And there we go, team win. Okay, first thing we're going to do is hit back up and then back up now. Anytime you're going to flash a ROM or mess around with the system at all, you always want to make sure you get that backup so you can always go back in case something goes horribly wrong. This one takes a little while, depending on how much data you have. It takes longer. It backs up all of your saves, your app installs, all your information, all your caches that you've accumulated over the time of running any ROM on it, and backs it up for you. So the longer it's been in use and the more you have installed, the longer it takes to do. Before you do this, I don't know if you can see it, but the battery level is at 43%. I really would recommend not having less than 30% before you do this, because you do not want the battery dying on a Kindle Fire at all. Very hard to get to come back from a zero battery, but you really don't want it failing in the middle of a flash either. So I would say 30% or higher, or plug it in before you start doing any of this. Okay, when that's done, back to the main menu. Then you'll go first thing to the wipe menu here. Go ahead and just work down the line. We'll start with cache. Back. Delve cache. Go ahead and hit factory reset. At this point, your operating system is still intact, so if you need to go back or stop now, you can. What this did is basically just erased all of your data, but the ROM is still intact, so all your apps and stuff will be gone. I usually wipe battery stats. It's completely optional, but I tend to wipe in between ROM flashes, just so any given ROM's information doesn't clutter up another ROM and kind of give you screwy battery readings. Okay, I've never cleared rotation. I don't really know what that's for, so I usually just leave that alone. But the last one we're going to want to do is system. Now this is the dangerous one. Once you hit that button, you no longer have a ROM installed on your Kindle, and you will not be able to boot it for anything other than recovery. And that's done. Go up and hit the back button, the little back triangle. Then you go to install. Now I put mine at the root of the SD card. You can see here I got the Hellfire Kindle Sandwich 1.2 zip. Click on that. It's easy to get to it. You don't have to worry about hitting anything else. It'll show up selection. Make sure you have the right zip that you want, and then hit flash. Now this one does take a few minutes to flash. 1.2 Hell fixed the double flash bug, so you don't have to worry about doing a double flash. If for any reason this bar just shoots straight across, it only takes a couple of seconds to do, it didn't take, you're going to want to reflash that a second time. Just do the exact same thing, install it, pick your file and go, and then just kind of watch and make sure it works alright. And this version, Hell also included GApps into the ROM, so you don't have to worry about downloading a separate GApps or flashing a separate GApps zip. It's already ready to go. This version runs the 3.0 kernel, which is the pretty much latest kernel you could possibly hope to have on an Android device of any sort, let alone even a full-blown Linux box. Okay, once that is done, you usually give this another tap, wipe cache Dalvik, after the flash. Some say do it, some say don't, some say it doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter, but I do it just to be safe. We'll head back. Once that's all done, reboot system. Now the first boot generally takes longer, so we're going to have a few more minutes to kill before this thing fully fires up. One of the benefits of having the 3.0 kernel is that it comes with hardware acceleration. The Kindle Fire actually does have fully working hardware acceleration. It means you can play your HD YouTube, your HD videos while using the GPU instead of the CPU, like a lot of the ICS leaks and custom ROMs do. Here is the boot animation from JBLAH. Always does nice work for Hell. Now while this is taking a little while to boot up here, feel free to read through the thread. That's always the best advice anybody can give. If you want to get into something, read the thread, read it all. Put the website on 50 posts per page and just read everything you can, because it pretty much will trace the evolution of any given ROM all the way up to its current stat, including all bugs, any known issues, anything like that. And then you can also get a chance to be prepared to check for certain things and be wary of certain things. And then of course you always got your Android backup just in case. So I really hope you did make that. Okay, our first boot is now done. Here's our welcome screen. First thing we're going to do is turn it off. I know that sounds a little weird, but that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to leave it alone for 10 minutes. Now, it is recommended by Hell to leave it alone for 10 minutes, let the ROM settle, let the kernel do what it needs to do, let the scripts run, let the tweaks take effect, let everything settle down. Just leave it alone for 10 minutes. Now, I know you probably want to jump right in and start playing with your ice cream sandwich, but leaving it alone will help reduce the chances of you getting a laggy, buggy, hard to use ROM. If you just leave it alone for 10 minutes, you get a nice, silky, smooth experience, and it works much better. Now, if you need to find something to do for 10 minutes, just do what I said before. Just go read through the thread, and then you'll be able to know what you're getting into a little bit better. At a minimum, you want to probably read the last 50 posts or so, or at least from the last release that you're currently on to the end. Alright, okay, it's been 10 minutes. If it's been longer than that, don't worry, no problems. You can leave it alone for as long as you want. Go ahead and turn that back on. Okay, here we are. Welcome screen. And the first thing it's going to do is ask you to set up your Wi-Fi. And just in case any of you are wondering, we have FBI Surveillance 9 here. Okay, I'm not going to show you my password. Okay, now you don't know my password, so we can just wait for it to go ahead and link up. Alright, we're connected. Next, automatic date and time zone if you want. I'm in Arizona, so I'll hit that. We can sign into your Google account if you want. I'm not going to do that right now. The usual GPS, Google location information. Type in your first name, your last name if you want. Go ahead. Alright, complete. Ready to go. Right off the bat, you get a choice of either the CyanogenMod, Teams, Trebuchet, or you get Nova Launcher. I usually run Apex, but just for this, we'll use Nova Launcher. And of course, you get your SU because you have root helper for the launcher to add widgets directly from the app drawer. As you can see, apps and widgets are joined together, so you can scroll away from apps directly over into widgets, keep doing whatever you want, grab what you want, plop it down, which I don't have anything set up, so it's going to keep freaking out. Oh, there's no more amps, we got no other information. But anyways, you can see it's got full hardware acceleration. You can see scrolls and flops and does whatever you could possibly want to do. You can see how fast and quick this is. Comes with titanium backup already installed, so if you want to first thing start popping your apps back in, I wouldn't recommend doing this immediately, and generally speaking I would not recommend restoring app data, just the apps, but he does include it for you, so it makes it easier when you do your first setup. What else do we got here? We've got some options down here for Nova Launcher. Oh, down here you'll notice there's a CyanogenMod statistics. I don't think it actually does anything since we're unofficial, so I usually just uncheck that. But then, as you can tell, it gives you pretty much options to do anything you could possibly want, and it does it very, very fast and very smoothly. Has your ROM manager installed, got your stock browser, button savior, which adds buttons to the side over here should you want to do that, or you can stick with your regular ICS and honeycomb style buttons down there on the bottom. You've got your terminal, you've got your Super Sue, and then you got all your usual programs and settings here. You've got your usual settings, you got performance and developer options included. Then you go to About Tablet, you can see we are running Android version 4.04 with kernel 3.0.2.1 from Hashcode. And then CM9 00 Kindle Fire Sandwich version 1.2. I'm going to just show you Trebuchet while we're at it. Now, this is pretty much just a stock ICS launcher from the CM team. As you can see, it doesn't have anything really on it. I can't say if it runs any faster or not than Nova or Apex, but as you can see, the app drawer is still very quick, and it's very fast to pop up into programs. Fire up Titanium again, and you can see if you hit that, recent app list comes up. Everything's nice and pretty. Let me turn that off for a second. And then you got your ICS lock screen. Google search, Amazon App Store is already included. Got CyanogenMod settings, which I don't think there's really a whole lot going on with that one. Oh, actually, yeah, we do actually have some stuff going on here. I didn't think this was fully implemented yet. So basically, it's kind of a shortcut for doing the same thing you're doing in the actual settings when you go to it. So, anyways, you can see, very fast, very lightweight, nothing too crazy, and it gets fantastic hardware acceleration, which is considering it doesn't have any kernel source or anything from Amazon or whoever developed it. They pretty much developed it on their own from sources for Texas Instrument chips. So it's actually quite impressive what they've managed to do here. And as usual, Hell has done a hell of a job on this ROM. Always clean, always pretty, always quick. Alright, that was my install and review of Hellfire Kindle Sandwich 1.2. Thank you.